Hello dear students, as you all know we are doing chapter number 4, moving charges and magnetism. In the last lecture we have done Biot-Savart law, an application of Biot-Savart law in which we tried to find out what is the magnetic field due to a circular loop. Okay, today we are going to do Ampere circuital law. Ampere circuital law. In Biot-Savart law, what we do? We try to find out magnetic field due to a given configuration. Ampere circuital law is also about the same thing. What we do? With the help of Ampere circuital law, we find out the magnetic field due to different kind of current carrying wires, right? Ampere circuital law, what it states that? It states that the line integration of magnetic field around a closed loop is equal to mu naught times the total current passing through that loop. That is, what is the mathematical expression? It is B vector dot dl vector. This is line integration of magnetic field, and it is equal to what? It is equal to mu naught times the total current passing through the loop. Okay, what it actually means, let us try to understand by a figure. Suppose this is a current carrying wire, a straight wire, and this current flowing through the wire is I. Now if I consider a loop, okay, the front portion I have made with the dark, the back portion of the loop I have made with dotted. Let the radius of this loop is A. So all we know that the magnetic field, we find magnetic field around a wire, and that magnetic field, if it is of infinite length, the magnetic field is, from Biot-Savart law, first application we have done, the magnetic field is mu naught I upon 2 pi A. So what it actually means that when we take magnetic field and we take line integration of magnetic field. What is line integration of magnetic field? Here we consider a small length element and let that length element is dl. Direction of dl will be in the direction of magnetic field only, because magnetic field is along the tangent. Dl will be in the same direction. So what is the dot product of B vector dot dl vector? It will be what? It will be B dl cos 0. Value of cos 0 is 1. So basically it will be B dl. So this is the meaning of line. This is the meaning of line integration of magnetic field. What we do? We take magnetic field at a point. We take the direction of length at that point, and then we take dot product of magnetic field and the small length element at that point. Suppose a magnetic field is acting in this direction, okay, and a closed loop is there in this way. So along this, if we take the length in this direction, then magnetic field makes an angle of 0 degree. If we take this, magnetic field makes 90 degree. If we take this, magnetic field makes 180 degree. If we take this, magnetic field makes 90 degree again. Direction of magnetic field with the length, right? So if we take dot product of magnetic field and the length, then that is called line integration of magnetic field. Okay. Now according to Ampere circuital law, this line integration of magnetic field is mu naught times the total current passing through the loop. Here, if we solve it, so in place of B, what we can write? In place of B we can write mu naught I. B is constant over the loop of the wire. So we can take B out of the integration. And in the integration we are going to have dl. What is the value of B? Mu naught I upon 2 pi a. And what is dl? dl is the circumference. It is also 2 pi a. 2 pi a and 2 pi a will be cancelled out. And what we are going to have? Mu naught I. That mu naught I is basically B vector dot dl vector, as we have written in the first line. Okay? As we have written in the first line. Line integration of B vector dot dl vector. So in this way this Ampere circular law can be proved also. Okay? In this way the Ampere circular law can be proved also. What we have started with, line integration of B vector dot dl vector. What we have got? Mu naught I, which is what? Ampere circular law. This law is very important. You must learn the definition, you must remember the definition, you must remember the mathematical expression also. Okay. Now, by using Ampere circular law, what we can do? We can find magnetic field due to a solenoid. We can find magnetic field due to a solenoid. Okay, let us do that. Before doing that, what is a solenoid? You have studied it in class 10th. Okay, you have studied it in class 10th. Solenoid. What is solenoid? Solenoid is basically a thick conducting wire bound in helical shape, and then if current is flowing through that helical shape, it behaves like a magnet. So this very arrangement is called a solenoid. So what is the magnetic field in the solenoid? Suppose the current is going like this way. So magnetic field inside the wire of the solenoid, inside the turns, are in this way. Okay. Suppose the turns are in like this, current is flowing in the turns like this. So the extended thumbs gives the direction of magnetic field. The direction of magnetic field is in this way. Okay. So what we need to do? We need to find out this value of magnetic field. Okay. Let us try. So suppose this is your cross section, this is a solenoid length. Okay. And current is going like this. Current is going like this. Means from above the current is coming out cross or dot, and from the bottom current is going in. If you want to make the wires, you can make it like this. Okay, so this is your basically the solenoid, right? This is your solenoid. Okay, now current is going like this. Current is flowing in this manner. Okay, so current is going like this. The extended thumb is in this direction. So this is the direction of magnetic field inside the solenoid. This is the direction of magnetic field inside the solenoid. Okay. Now what we need to do? We need to find out magnetic field at this point. So let us consider a closed loop, a rectangular loop, and the name of the loop is A, B, C, D. Length of the loop is L, and this breadth you can take a small b. It will not be used, but you can take. Okay. Now, if I want to apply Ampere circular law over there, then Ampere circular law over A, B, C, D, B vector dot dl vector is equal to mu naught times the current passing through the loop. So mu naught times how much current is passing through the loop? This is the loop. The current which is coming out from the loop, no? The current which is coming through the loop it is coming out. That very current we need to discuss. So we are going to consider a variable over here, and the variable is small n. We say that small n is the number of turns per unit length. Number of turns per unit length. So mu naught n times, if this length is L, so basically mu naught n times L. So this is the number of turns in L length, and in one turn, what is the current going out? It is I. So basically it is multiplied with I. N times L represent number of turns in this length, AB. Okay, and from one turn, what is the amount of current which is coming out? I. So from that many turn, what is the current? Just multiply it. So mu naught times NL into I. Now that ABCD is split it into 4 of its length, it will be like AB B vector dot DL vector plus BC B vector dot DL vector plus CD B vector dot DL vector plus DA B vector dot DL vector, and it is equal to what? Mu naught times NL into I. Now just see over here, the direction of AB is the direction in the direction of B only. So it will become AB into B into DL into cos 0 degree plus direction of BC makes an angle 90 degree. So BDL cos 90 degree plus CD makes an angle of 180 degree. CD is in this direction. BDL cos 180 degree plus integration DA BDL, again it makes 90 degree, is equal to what? Mu naught NL into I. Now just see, because of cos 90 this whole term will become 0. Because of cos 90 this whole term will become 0, and here this B is 0. It is far from the cross section of the solenoid. So B is 0, because of that it is also 0. Here that cos 0 is 1. BDL, integration of BDL, B is constant, B can be taken out. Integration of DL will be L, is equal to what? Mu naught NL into I. L and L will be cancelled out, and we are going to have B is equal to mu naught Ni. So this is the magnetic field due to a solenoid inside it, and inside it we assume that the magnetic field is constant. Clearly from this formula, what we can see? We can see that B is proportional to N, B is proportional to I, B is proportional to number of turns per unit length, and B is proportional to current flowing through the solenoid. These two factors are told in class 10th also. But from where they came, this is the derivation. Okay. One more thing, if the material inside the solenoid is not vacuum, then instead of mu naught, in place of mu naught, you have to put permeability of that medium. Okay. You have to put permeability of that medium if inside the solenoid it is not vacuum. Okay. So this is about the solenoid. Now let us come to the next, and the next thing is toroid. Now what is a toroid? Toroid is a kind of solenoid only the shape is different. What we do? We bend a solenoid into a form of ring. We bend a solenoid into a form of ring, and the resulting structure is called a toroid. Okay. So how this toroid is there? We are going to study toroid. What is a toroid? The toroid is actually a solenoid which is bent in the form of ring. Okay. A toroid is what? Toroid is basically a solenoid, but here that solenoid is bent in the form of a circular ring. So in this manner we get the structure, and this very structure is called a toroid. Right? This is called a toroid. Okay. Now suppose the current is flowing in this manner. Current is flowing in this manner. Right? This is the direction of current. Now as you can see in the toroid we get three regions. Interior of the solenoid, exterior of the solenoid, and not solenoid, sorry, it's toroid. Interior of the toroid, exterior of the toroid, and inside the toroid. Right? So let us calculate the magnetic field one by one. Let this inner radius be R1 and this outer radius be R2. Okay. First of all, we are going to calculate at any interior point in this space. Okay, where interior point means this space, open space. Okay, so for that what we need to do? We need to take a circular loop of radius, say small r or small a or small b, whatever. Okay, let this radius be small a. Okay, if we apply Ampere circuital law over there, B vector dot dl vector, let this circular ring be 1, to over 1 we are applying. It will be what? Mu naught times the current passing through the loop. But there is no current passing through this loop. All the currents are there outside the loop. So basically here that current is 0. And because of that B is also 0. There is no magnetic field in the interior. Okay, there is no magnetic field in the interior. The next thing is at any exterior point. So for any exterior point, let this be the point. So taking this point, we draw a closed loop. Okay, let the name of this loop is 2. Okay, and its radius is B. Okay, again line integration of B vector dot dl vector over 2, okay, is equal to what? Mu naught times I. But what happens? There are so much current which is passing through the loop, but it is coming out from this point and again goes in from this point. Coming out, it is threading the loop, but again it goes inside. So whatever the current which is coming out, the same current goes inside also. The current coming out is equal to the current going in, and that's why the net current passing through the loop will be 0. So basically I is 0 here also, so B is equal to 0. So for any interior or exterior point, the magnetic field is 0. Okay, for this magnetic field is 0 for any interior or exterior point. Okay, but when we have to calculate at a point inside the toroid, at the point inside the toroid, at the point inside the toroid, here somewhere. So let us consider somewhere, and let radius of this be smaller. Okay, radius of this be smaller. Let this circle is of third number. So now if we apply line integration of B vector dot dl vector over 3, it is mu naught times. Now just see all the currents which are going out from this loop, and then they go inside, but they're out of the loop, right? This is the area of the loop inside it. This is the area of this loop we have considered. So in this loop, inside of it, current is coming out, but when it goes inside the plane of the board, it is out of that loop. So basically all the currents we have to discuss. Okay, so if number of turns, again I am going to consider small n, so it is going to be mu naught n into, what is the length? Length is 2 pi r. So let us write in this manner, mu naught into n into 2 pi r. This is the number of turns into what? I. Okay, or if it is not required, let us take the total number of turns capital N. Let us take the total number of turns capital N into I. All the turns will be included. All the turns. Now B will be coming out. In the line integration we'll get dl mu naught ni, or B into dl is 2 pi r mu naught ni, or B is equal to what? Mu naught ni upon 2 pi r. If we take n upon 2 pi r, n is the total number of turns, 2 pi r is the length. So basically B is equal to what? Mu naught small ni, where n is equal to what? Number of turns per unit length. The same formula what we have got in the case of solenoid, right? So this is what about Ampere's circuit law. There are two applications. Both the applications we have done today only. Okay. The next topic is quite irrelevant to it, so I'm not starting it right now. We'll start it in the next class. Okay. Please keep on practicing the thing. Please keep on looking at the book. Okay. There are so many things you can study from the book also. So many things are deleted. Actually, the first application what we have done in the Biot-Savart law, that is deleted. Mu naught I upon 2 pi a we have proved. One long page was taken into proof. Okay, but the expression is to be used over here in proof of Ampere's circuit law. That's why that proof I have told you. Okay, so many things are there. We'll study. Okay, you keep on practicing the thing. You keep on solving the questions. We'll discuss rest of the things in the next class. This is all for the day. Thank you.